Is it okay to acknowledge that something's unnecessary and still kind of like it? Hi, I guess that's how I feel, so I guess we'll see. Hi, everybody. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant. How you doing? And we are here to talk about a movie, because movies and TV is what we do here, and let's just jump right into it. It is a streaming release on Disney Plus, and that movie is Cheaper by the Dozen. Cheaper by the Dozen is directed by Gail Lerner, and is co-written by Kenya Barris, who created Blackish. So that was kind of a nice touch. He also co-wrote a very famously Girls Trip, I believe, which is a hilarious movie. Cheaper by the Dozen is a remake of the 2003 film starring Steve Martin, which itself was a remake of a 1950 film, which itself was based on a memoir by one of the children, I believe, of the family, which I believe was Gilbreth. This is a little bit different. In a weird way, it actually borrows a little more of the plot from a similar movie from that era, Yours, Mine, and Ours. But what's the premise? Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union are a married couple who, in a topsy-turvy narration, they own a family-owned breakfast-themed restaurant that they call a Baker's Breakfast. And through various circumstances that are at least somewhat different from the original, Zach Braff's character is previously married to Erica Christensen, and in that time they had 2 children, as well as adopted their godson after his parents were killed in an accident. And so they had 3 children, but divorced, although they're still very much on good terms and are still good friends, and she's become sort of a full-time babysitter since he's remarried Gabrielle Union. She herself had 2 kids from a previous relationship with a man who has a little more of an intense relationship with Zach Braff's character, but also means well himself. They go on to, after they get married, together have 4 more children. So there's 9 kids, 2 parents, but then wouldn't you know it, they're trying to get their house together, get their business off the ground. Zach Braff has to go away to meet for a potential new business venture for the restaurant. And then wouldn't you know it, throwing a wrench further into things, Zach Braff's sister's troubled son needs a place to stay because his sister is returning to rehab, and so his troubled nephew comes to live with them. So 2 parents, 10 kids. In the original it was 12, but I guess they're going to stop at 10 here. And then on top of that, various spouses and animals and what have you. It's a big family, and when they move to a new town for the restaurant opportunity, they shake up the entire neighborhood. Let the shenanigans begin. So, wow. Cheaper by the Dozen. That's very complicated for a setup to make it seem different from the original. Here's the thing. I was not fond of the 1950 Cheaper by the Dozen. I thought it was kind of bleak. I know it's not what really happened, but sometimes fiction is better. However, my childhood, one of my childhood favorite films was the previous Cheaper by the Dozen from 2003. I also have a bit of a soft spot for its 2005 sequel. I know it's kind of hated by everyone else, but look, I was 12 when it came out. Yeah, the dream team in that one of Steve Martin, Bonnie Hunt, and Hilary Duff. So when I heard that they were going to make, and Tom Welling too, when I heard they were going to remake this, I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, really? Even with the cast, because I love Zach Braff, I love Gabrielle Union, I quite like Erica Christensen, but I was just kind of sitting there like, do we need another one of these? We didn't. However, I kind of liked this new Cheaper by the Dozen. I was very surprised because if you go on IMDb, it has like a 2.9, which I kind of know why. Chuds. Yeah, it's always chuds. It always is chuds. Yeah, it's an interracial family where they actually address the challenges of being children in an interracial family. Because that, would realistically come up in the real world. Oh, how dare they? Yeah, I'm so sick of idiots being idiots on the internet. Like, come on now. But that was the other thing that surprised me, is the social commentary. I was actually kind of shocked. Yeah, believe it or not, there's some legitimate social commentary in Cheaper by the Dozen. Believe it or not. There are some genuine laughs. It has a lot of heart. I found myself really latching on to the bond this family had. And it felt different enough from the previous version that I could kind of separate and just kind of look at it on a different level. Does that say it's a perfect movie or it's a movie I'm going to give the 5 stars to? Hell no. There are problems. Absolutely. The director of the film, Miss Gail Lerner, who may very well come into her own as a director yet, this is her first feature film, mostly known for directing sitcoms, and you can kind of tell in the filmmaking. It's very brightly lit. It looks kind of a bit like a Disney Channel show, but it's on Disney Plus, But there are also some intentionally kind of lame puns, and also, as much as I love the social commentary, I did feel like it was a little bit underheated. I felt like they could have maybe... It seems like it wants to be a little more heavy, and it doesn't want to be a little more heavy. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of a little uneven. But other than that, I surprisingly like this new Cheaper by the Dozen. Color me surprised. And there's not much more to say, you guys. You know what? It's a matinee. I'll give Cheaper by the Dozen 3.5 out of 5 stars. This is a solid family film. And I also should say this. Keep in mind, the previous Fox franchise remake that Disney Plus had was Home Sweet Home Alone. And this movie was considerably better than that. And I think that also, it's a little bit of a grading on a curve situation. Because, man, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's not Home Sweet Home Alone. And it's not Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild either. So, compared to this is the best Fox remake by Disney. Let's leave it at that. Or reboot or sequel or whatever you want to call it. Cheaper by the Dozen. Not bad. Actually, kind of surprised. And even the critics aren't hating this. It's getting, it's mixed, but it's not, dreadful, so Cheaper by the Dozen. 3.5 stars. Trailer trash. None. Watching on Disney Plus. Was there Sharma? No, there was not. Okay. We will be back in just a little while for a review of Windfall on Netflix. Tomorrow we got Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie, which my brother has informed me, and my sister-in-law has informed me is thumbs up, so I'm excited. They saw it tonight. And then we will also be checking out, tomorrow night we'll be checking out Deep Water, starring Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas, and the documentary More Than Robots, also on Disney Plus. And more to come. And that'll all be next time, and until next time. I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love our classes missed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does that's supposed to do. Or so we've been told. If you want from me also reviews, listen to other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's very important. And also, let me know down below. Comment below. Did you see Cheaper by the Dozen? Do you have any interest in seeing Cheaper by the Dozen? If you have, did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think my opinion's great? Do you think I'm full of shit? Let me know in the comments. And, until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time. See you in a bit. Take care. Bye.